Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Tessa Richter and I'm an artist, professional musician and composer. And I'm starting this channel to share some of my insights on this long journey of creation. Things I wish somebody would have told me when I was trying out different things, working on different projects and almost ready to give up because I thought it was just me having problems. There are so many misconceptions about the creative process, about being an artist, musician and being successful. And this is what this is all about. I'm sure many of you have been disappointed, or they feel discouraged, very discouraged, because things are not going the way they think they should. And if you look on the internet and look at people offering their services, it always sounds so easy. It always sounds like if you just apply this rule and this insight and that insight, then everything is easy and you won't have any problems. You won't have any problems creating something unique. You won't have any problems selling yourself. I don't think so. I think it's a willingness to give all of yourself to whatever it is you're doing, whether it's art, music, or business, or life, or relationship. And I found that the key essentials for me have become, on the one hand, knowing myself, knowing who I am. On the other hand, the most important thing about that is also loving who I am. And this is like my last little missing link that I found a few years ago when I got sick. And then creating what matters. If we just create whatever other people suggest to us we create, I don't think we'll be successful. If we create what really matters to us, then we're also willing to go the extra mile. We're willing to be disappointed, discouraged, disheartened, and yet there's such a deep inner motivation that will keep us going. And this is what this channel is about. I hope to inspire you by new insights, by encouraging you, by answering some of your questions, and I hope that we will journey together a long way and that I can support you in your endeavors. To start out today, the first thing I would like to talk about, something that never anybody spoke to me about, is inviting the unknown. I learned as a professional classical musician that you have to work very, very, very hard every single day, practice for hours, all of that. Wonderful. I did that for 20, 30 years. What nobody talked about was that extra unknown element, some form of inspiration that just comes in through life, through our inner senses. And I found that this is very important to keep you going. It's also something that gives meaning to what you're doing, because it's almost like somebody or some force out there is validating what you're doing. You will not always get validation from people around you, from other artists or your family or friends, because they can't always give it to you, because maybe they don't understand what you're doing. Maybe they don't feel the same way, but it doesn't mean that what you're doing is not valid. So if you get some inner insight, that can connect you to something much, much larger and greater than just another person. It's, you can call it God, the universe, universal intelligence, whatever you call it. Most great artists and musicians are connected to that in some ways. So, about inviting the unknown, how do we do that? Well, first of all, I think it's important to realize that that is part of the process. any process, whether you're creating a business, getting a new job, or creating a work of art. Sometimes it just happens. Things happen outside that we can't control, in a good or in a bad sense. And sometimes they're very visible, and this is what I'd like to share with you today. These are the times that you can smile, you can just love the process and think, wow, this is just so amazing. I would like to show you one of my latest pieces of a painting, a work of art, where I was doing something fairly simple, nothing very deep or profound, rather unlike my previous art, for those of you who know me. And yet something magical happened while I was painting. So I will show you the painting first. So this is the painting we're talking about here, right here, okay? And the magical part is I was at the time, I was a lot into fairies and reading about fairies, talking about fairies, meditating with fairies, and look what happened. Can you see this here? Can you see the little fairy there? I will bring it a bit closer for you to see. So there's a little fairy who just popped up while I was painting. I stepped back and suddenly I saw it. And there are a few more, which I will not share today because I think it's the same principle. What I do want to share is that in order to see those magical moments and that unknown, we also need to step back. So in this case, I had to look at what I was doing and not be too focused on what I wanted to achieve. It's this using whatever I'm creating, almost like being in a relationship with that as with a partner. So I was in a partnership with this painting when I saw the fairy. If I hadn't stepped back and allowed the painting to talk back to me, I would not have seen it, and I wouldn't have seen the others. So this is what I wanted to share as a first little insight today. And to enable you to experience something like this, I would like to offer you a small, short, easy to do meditation for you now, if you'd like. And I will switch on some music for this. And I will ask you to close your eyes and relax. Make yourself comfortable. This can be sitting, lying, whatever is convenient for you right now. The important thing is that you feel that your body can let go completely. That you can feel how you're resting on your chair or the ground. You feel comfortable, supported, warm, and safe and secure. And now I'd like you to go back in time. Think of a project that was very dear to you. It can be something very small. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. But it's just something important to you. Think about the project, how it went from beginning to end, if there is an end already, or to the stage it's at now. Was there a time you felt, I really don't know, I don't know how to continue? And did something happen then in your life? Or did something just happen anyway that you hadn't expected, that you hadn't anticipated and planned for when you were planning this project? How did that affect the course of the project? How did it affect the continuation, the result? Can you see how you gained from that? How it became better, more profound, perhaps even more successful? Take time to let images appear, feelings. Feel how it felt to have that happen. The joy, the wonder, the love for what you're doing. How it opened your heart to continue on your journey. And if you can feel this now, can you amplify that feeling until it fills your entire being at the moment now? Feel how good it feels to be filled with this wonder and magic of life and creation, to be part of that, to be a channel, an instrument of creation, of something so much greater and wiser and more intelligent than I ever could be on my own. Enjoy this feeling. And you can stop here if you like, or you can continue with me just a little bit further into a new project you're working on right now. Think of what is important to you that you're working on at the moment. Perhaps you're feeling stuck, don't know how to continue, or you've lost motivation and you can't really get too excited about it. Whatever it is, draw on this feeling that you just have in your whole being of being excited, of being full of love, of joy. And let that flow into this new project, into your current project work. You can see it flowing or feel it flowing into it. Doesn't matter. Or you can just imagine it flowing into it without seeing or feeling anything. Just allow it to happen. Enjoy the new connection to what you're working on now, that is radiating from this new feeling. And now just keep enjoying this for as long as it feels right and good to you. You may not see a result immediately, but perhaps in a day or two, or a week or two, or maybe even a month or two, you will think back to this moment when something magical happens. And you think, wow, the unknown has entered my creation. So much for today. I hope to see you again soon on this channel. All the very best to you creators and creatives out there. Bye.